and welcome to another episode of 2MMRC. I am Chuck, and it's nice to talk to you guys again. So it's been a while, but yeah, I've been busy during the summertime here, doing a lot of, I guess, not really racing, but a lot of other stuff, like just hanging out with friends, bashing, crawling, and in this case, off-road racing. Which is something I haven't done a lot of in quite some time. Here I got my good old JQ Buggy. It's a nice car. It's something I like. It suits me. So yeah, with the JQ Buggy, I'm now running this new paint scheme that it's nice. It's all freehand and no decals on it or anything like that. Kind of speaks to me. So yeah, a little bit about the buggy. I guess the lineup of JQ started in 2010 when a factory driver decided to go out on his own, go into business for himself essentially, and he had an idea of what he wanted a car to do and what he thought a car should do, and he decided to go and build that car and built a following behind it. That car in 2010 led to several variations. The original car, the yellow edition of that car, the white edition of that car, the gray edition of that car, and then the black edition finally. And then by 2021, that the company ceased to operate, and that gentleman who started the company became an engineer for another company. So yeah, JQ essentially evolved into Mayako. That's the car I drive now when I eventually get it. Mayako e-buggies are sold out across the world, and I'm waiting for mine. But in the meantime, I'm still rocking this JQ Black Edition e-buggy. I got this in, 2017? And I've been rocking it ever since, and have been having a good time with it. Here you can see the layout is Hobbywing Electronics. I got a Gens Ace Redline Shorty pack in there. I've rewired everything in red because, that makes it 3 times faster. That is a Gundam reference. This is an RC channel, and most of you probably won't pick up on that reference. I'm running Louise tires. Louise tires have become widely available in Canada recently. That's one of the reasons why I'm using them. When I started running e-buggy back in 2016, this was the first brand of tires I started using. Partly because they were available, and partly because they were very cost effective. I do like them now because I appreciate them and I know how they work. I do like the Vipers because they're very forgiving. They're not as edgy as the tires I used to run, which were the Hot Race Bangkoks. I found those very, very grippy, very, very edgy. And that was when I had my sponsorship with Hot Race. That was cool. That was a fun time. And then before that, I was switching back and forth between Impacts and Gridirons with AKA, because when I had signed on as a sponsored driver with JQ back in the day, I also ended up getting a sponsorship with AKA as well. So yeah, I'm familiar with that whole line of tires. Impacts, Gridirons, Bangkoks, Amazonias, Roma, Miamis, yeah, you name it. The whole tire thing was just a fiasco. When you're jumping into off-road racing, the whole tire thing just becomes very, very daunting, especially if you don't know much about it. Essentially, you'll rely on your tires for setup. One of the things that I liked about the JQ car was the support structure, which helped you understand how to tune the car and why the car would do certain things the way it did based on what the car was tuned like and what the driver was tuned like. Again, if you were not having a good day and if you were just really, really punchy and aggressive, your car might reflect that if you're not able to leave everything off the track. So it was really nice to be part of that club, I guess, or that brand and that team with JQ Racing. Now, that was one of the reasons why I picked up the car. It's because I really liked the support and infrastructure. It wasn't simply, oh, this is what the fast guy is running, you should run this too. It's, this is what the fast guy is running, this is why the fast guy is running it. If you encounter this situation, or if you're in a similar predicament or in a similar situation, this is a solution that would work, all things considered. And that was the key thing. And it's a standard thing in life. You're tuning the car based on how you drive. Again, I can take a Ryan Cavallari setup. Am I going to drive like Ryan Cavallari? No. I can take an Ungaro setup. Am I going to drive like Ungaro? No. I drive like Chuck, and Chuck does a lot of weird things, and that's why this car is going to be set up for what Chuck does. It's a very general setup, gray springs all around. Again, Louise tires, so it's very forgiving. I went down a tooth on the pinion gear, so that way it's a little bit more punchy on the infield. Because top end isn't something that I need, especially with that. Oh, that's a Performa motor. Ah, cool. Yeah, Performa. Right? Yeah. All right, cool. I forgot. It's been a while. Hobbywing Speedo. Performa motor. But yeah, so the infrastructure around the company was why I liked the car. It made sense. It was logical. Other things about the car that I liked, the evolution of the design. You could essentially upgrade and tune the car to a 2000 spec, which was like, I think, pre-yellow edition, or you can make it a white edition or a gray edition. A variety of different things you could do, back and forth, up and down, as long as you had the parts to change over on the towers. That was the main thing. The bell crank system, if you wanted to, the arms, but everything was interchangeable because the gearboxes were the same. The chassis were different, but yeah, you could always compensate. In this case, the Black Edition chassis got thinner, so to compensate for that geometry, they actually put a spacer between the chassis and the gearbox. That was kind of cool. So yeah, that's the JQ car in a nutshell. I mean, what else can I say about it? I've had it for a while, and I drove it this summer, having not driven it really for almost 3 years, right? 19, 20, 20. No, I did drive it just after COVID, so let's call it 2. But yeah, this car held up pretty well compared to modern cars, quote-unquote modern cars. It's a C-hub design with a lot of inclination. There's no oil in there. Okay. Anyways, the car held up well, and it did what it needed to do, which was to make me finish races. It's an extremely durable car that didn't break for me, because I don't drive like an idiot. That's kind of an important thing. Don't drive like an idiot. And don't follow trends. Do your own thing. That's one of the, like I said, the whole concept of the company was to do your thing, right? Make your own way. I think when I opened up the manual for the first time, there was a line on it that said, remember those things you always wanted to do? You should go do them. That was pretty profound. Very simple, but very profound. Setup-wise, again, my camber on this thing, I haven't checked it in a while, but my camber on this thing is, I guess, just less than the edge of a trophy, which, I got a trophy this summer, which was really cool. I wasn't hunting to get a trophy, but I enjoyed off-road racing this summer. I enjoyed getting reacclimated and reacquainted with the friends in off-road and the people in off-road. And it's getting the trophy was just a bonus. That was the Cam RC Coquitlam Classic for 2024. I actually race directed that race. I was asked to race direct it, so I did. And as a race director, I decided to run one class, and I ended up getting a trophy in that class. So good on me. I did a good job. Back to the trophy, though. I don't normally critique or comment on trophies, but This is actually a pretty cool trophy. It's like a piece of slate that's like, you know, it's not a sticker. It's actually like sealed in there, and that's really, really unique. So that's something, something I'll remember. That's for sure. And again, something I'll remember as well was, yeah, directing the race solo by myself. I do enjoy race directing a lot more now than I do serious racing. I think I also went to a trophy race in Kamloops where I wasn't serious at all. I qualified third in the class, but then I ended up missing my second A main because I got hungry and I decided to go out and get Chinese food with some friends. It's like, hey, aren't you up to race? I was like, yeah, but I kind of want to eat Chinese food. So, you know, was I upset? No, it is what it is. Hey, I proved I could still run. I could still hang out there with the guys, qualifying third overall. But, you know, did I need to bring home hardware? Nah, that's fine. Whatever. Chinese food was good. And, yeah, that's the main thing. It's, you know, you got to do what you enjoy doing. Otherwise, really, what's the point of doing it? Like, if you enjoy competing and trying to get trophies, cool. There's cars out there and there's companies out there that'll cater to that. But yeah, if you just want to have fun, this is a good hobby to be in because you're controlling a car, you're jumping it in the air, you know, you're socializing with like-minded people. That's one of the things that I talked about often in the summertime. It's, hey, we're all nerds in the forest having fun with toys, or nerds in a field, or nerds in a parking lot, or nerds in a building. We're just a bunch of nerds who all enjoy the same thing, which is playing with toys. When you stop enjoying it and when it stops being fun, take a step back and ask yourself, why are you still doing this? And at the same time, why are you upset that you didn't, you know, place and get a trophy in toy car racing? Was it really worth getting upset about? It kind of sounds stupid when you think of it that way, because it is. And don't be stupid. Enjoy what you do, and if you don't do it. That's really simple advice. I just watched a Pop-Along video recently, which kind of highlighted that. Why am I doing a YouTube channel on my toys? Because I'm an RC guy who wants to share my experience in YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber who wants to profit off of RC. Sure would be nice, but the reality is this ain't making money. And at the same time, I kind of have made money. I've worked in the industry now for about 2 years, working in national distribution, the largest national distributor in Canada. I got to work with them for a year, and now I've been a technician at an RC store, which is nice because I get to be hands-on with the product all day long, and I just get to see what the newest and latest trends are, and I get to help people who enjoy the hobby. That's a really fun thing to do. Yeah, I could go back into ergonomics. Yeah, I could go back into business development and staff development. But there's something cool about being paid to do what you enjoy doing. And that's why I do it. Again, that's the first line in the manual of the JQ Racing Buggy. Those things you wanted to do in life, you should go do them. Anyways, yeah, that's all I wanted to share at the moment. I think I'm going to come out with some more content as the summer is starting to come to a close. I've got a gap in my schedule where I'll be able to throw in a few more vids and basically reconnect with my people. Yeah. Anyways, hey, have a great day. Bye for now.